Hello there, people of the internet. Leo Jags ameita hapa bash hapa kwa hii meza. Habari yako, Mr. Ken Anthony?
Sawa.
How are you feeling today?
You know, I was just going to La Cantina restaurant, and I'm looking at that flower, that Christmas flower. By the way, that thing is off.
So, today I want us to recap the year. Talk about the year we've had here at DWJ, the feelings, the thoughts, the fights, the love, the appreciation, gratitude, everything that we've been through this year as, you know, we enter the new year. You were saying something about you saw the Christmas flower at La Cantina.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, it is just the other day that I asked them the flower to come and put here in our studios. Last year in December, now the year's come to an end.
Do you think this year moved by really, really fast?
I think as you grow old, or as you grow, time tends to fly. I think it's because of the things that we do. Like, I can't imagine how short weeks are these days. You start on Monday. Yes, it was Monday the other day. Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it is 20th.
Sunday again.
And before you know it, next week is Christmas. Where are you going to be spending your Christmas? Do you know?
This year, actually, I wanted to start my own Christmas traditions. I wanted to do my own thing. Traditionally, I spend it with family. We usually, because my family is really big on events, familial events and holidays and stuff. We decorate, we cook, we meet, we hang out, we laugh. And I've been doing that all my years for all the holidays, including all the birthdays for everyone in the family. So this year I was thinking I'd start my own traditions, maybe have my own tree at home, invite my own friends to do our own thing
Your
together.
friends?
I do. I actually do. You've never met any of my friends, yeah?
Yeah, I've not met any. No, I've met them. I met them. I think. When did you go for the Rotary thing?
Yeah, that was in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I saw
January.
some of your friends there. Are they really, really good friends? Or
Yes,
they're
yes.
just people you went to school with.
Most of my friends are very long-term friends, like 10, 15 years plus. I just have one friend who I met 2 years ago. But everyone else who's in my life has been in my life for a decade plus. Yeah. Because I'm very intentional with friends, but my friends are just kawaida people. They have 8 to 5 jobs. They live normal lives. That's why you might not see me with them all the time. But I think our friendships are really close-knit.
They lead normal lives.
Yeah. Not a life like Jaggero's, where you can go on holiday on Tuesday and come back on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so how about you? Wait.
Kuiva umeiva, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's the first compliment you've given me this quarter.
That you are that umeiva.
That's nimeiva.
I cannot be telling people on the internet that they are wameiva. It's
not on the internet, Jags. Me.
Yeah, but where would I tell you that?
See, just on a normal day when we're chilling.
It's very difficult for a man like me to just go telling women you're wameiva. So what?
Jags. Mbona unani generalize kwa women?
When it is ripe, you eat it. I cannot go on telling women wameiva.
Yeah.
You know, there are things that you don't have to mouth everything. You can always see a good balm and just see a good balm and let the good balm pass. See good lips and let the good lips pass. See good hair and let the good hair pass. You don't have to say things about it.
Jags, I'm talking about
and
myself.
Women are also very, very, very fragile these days.
How do you mean?
Like, do you know that most of the time you can talk about, you can tell a woman that you look so nice and then they will just say, I know, and walk out and walk off.
Really?
Yes. Like people are so fused. The fuse is just too small.
Na economia Ruto.
Yes, and you're wondering, I mean, I'm just so, but also it comes from a point of people have not been told that in a good way. So they can't differentiate what, are you trying to sexualize me? Are you trying to objectify me? Or you are genuinely trying to tell me something about myself?
Like, are you passing a sinister message?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that could be true. And men have realized that these days it's better to kula tuna macho.
Kule ukiendanga.
Yeah, so don't
Okay, so what about you? What are you doing for Christmas?
Christmas, I am going to the village. I'll be going to the village in a few.
For how long?
For some time. It is the time that I really go and enjoy myself in the village. So I'll go to the village probably on the 20th. Have some time with my family in the village. Village is the place where I go to get my spirit back. It is the place. The way people say that you remove your shoes and step on the
grass.
On the grass.
Yes.
I don't know. You say that you connect with nature.
So earthing. It's called earthing.
Yeah, it's called earthing. So for me, earthing is basically going home to the village and earthing properly. And for me, earthing is not just removing the shoes, but walking the village. There is something it does to me. It just makes me feel young again. The little boy that used to run around in the village with no shoes, climbing trees. That picture is something that it does something to you. It refreshes you. So I go there every other time. But I don't just go home during Christmas. I go home every other day to connect with nature. In Luo culture, we believe a lot in the spirits. That is why even when you're called, there is a witch name. The translation is very loose. But a witch name, for example, if you're born, the Luos believe that there is a way you connect with spirituality. And every person has got a spiritual ID. So you might be so many Amundi. You are Amundi or Omundi?
Achieng.
So there are so many Achiengs, but there is a way the spiritual world, you're ID'd in the spiritual world. So when the spirits meet and makes a conference about you, about how they're going to bless you, your Achieng is in numbers. Think about it as a number in a hospital. When you go to the hospital, you're given a number. Or when you are in prison, you are given a number. Or if you are, sometimes you're just known by the courts. So as Luos and as Nilos, we're spiritual like that.
I like that.
So we go to home and connect with those spirits. Some people say that those spirits are, it's only now that I'm realizing that actually spirits are not supposed to be. Don't lick your lips.
Sitaki kupanguza lipstick.
It looks like those videos online where people are licking things and then why? I don't understand why.
I just didn't want to wipe off my lipstick. Yeah, that's all. Don't overthink.
I should not overthink.
Yeah. Juu nikifanya yote itatoka alafu sasa nianze kupaka tena. Unaona mashida za kukua msichana. Si rahisi.
So that's why I go to the village, and I think that even if you're not going to the village, it is important to go to a place that has a lot of jungle in it. Places that have got a lot of jungle
as opposed to the concrete.
The concrete that we go into. I think there is something really good about living things, living animals, living plants, mud. The mud that we really do not enjoy is just a very good thing, by the way. Seeing mud, seeing the rain, seeing those sounds.
They give you more life.
Yeah. So I think it's important, but some people also don't like that. I have never liked Mombasa.
Shukrani. How come?
I think it is the heat, the humidity.
But Western Kenya is just as hot.
No, but
the difference is maybe humidity.
Yeah, but not humid.
Okay.
So it's hot and dry.
Dry.
Yeah. And that, for me, I feel like it's very suffocating towards the coastal part of the region. Yeah.
Umefanya mpaka ni miss Ushago. Invite me.
You can come.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm being serious, by the way. Yeah. This is ile za kusemezana ati.
You can you can actually come and spend Christmas with us, right?
I'd love that.
Yeah. Sitakutumia fare.
Najua nani atanitumia hiyo fare. Mtu tu wa kwenu ndo atanitumia hiyo fare.
But you want to come for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
because
nice.
You see, my idea is I'm growing into, some people think I'm complaining when I talk about this, but let me just try and explain. I come from a very loving, present, united family, but also we're so enmeshed. We're almost addicted to each other. So I'm trying to remove myself from that cocoon and start building my own life. And it's not easy because, we're just four of us, just the four of us. We do everything together. We go everywhere together.
The four of you?
My dad, my mom, my brother, and I. So sometimes it might feel like removing myself is abandoning them, or I still need to keep doing these things. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm feeling like I want to do bigger things, more stuff. I've always been so protected. I want to go out in the world. I want to travel more. I want to have my own friends. I want to create my own family. I want to have my own things, like my own home, without having to call mommy.
You want to create your own
thinking
family,
about
but you don't
daddy.
want to give birth.
Well, alama za dukuduku.
I always feel like there are things that we want in life, but there is just not the right temperature for them. Do you feel like you don't have the right temperature for the right conducive environment for that to work?
For having a family?
Yeah, it is the problem. Like the man, and then the money, and then the what?
I experienced something that made me realize, first of all, you can never really be ready. I'm always thinking in my head that, you have to be ready, you have to prepare, and then you plan, and then one day. But what happens when the world throws you into that situation? Do you now say, I'm not ready? And being whatever I was going through, it opened I don't want to share yet, but it opened my eyes to the possibilities that, okay, if I'm to become a parent in this moment, will I be able to do it? And I realized I can. So it's not really a financial thing. And even with the man or minus the man, I think the feeling has to be within me. I have to feel deeply inside, this is what I want and this is what I'm ready for. So that regardless of the kind of conditions that are in that situation, because conditions change. You could be in a very loving, healthy marriage and then your husband dies. What next?
Or you lose the job.
Exactly. So I've been thinking about all these things. And as I grow older, I'm realizing there's this pull to have a baby. It's not intentional. It's not me that is saying I want a baby. But there's just feelings and situations I find myself in. I'm like, I really, really want that. So I truly have to be careful around that. I don't think it's about the conditions anymore. I think it's about me, the internal space I'm at. Yeah. So if I were...
For me, I think that if you want to do something in life, because even right now, I am struggling with changing the studio and getting a bigger space. But sometimes you look at the finances around it, and it's not doable. But what I've realized over the years is that you can only get in as much as you invest.
By getting in, you have to
So there are opportunities that will not come your way unless some things change.
True.
So there are people that will come to your studio and say, it's a small thing. I don't think that these people are serious. I don't think these people are going big. So then the person that you are supposed to probably partner with has come and seen how tiny you are. And then they are saying, okay, these are not the people that I want to work with. But then you take a leap of faith and go into a big space, and then somebody comes with $1 million and say, wow, these are the motherfuckers I need to talk to. True. So sometimes it's like that.
Yeah.
The fear of the unknown sometimes has made a lot of us not get the things that they need in life.
True.
And for me, I learned pretty early that when you do things that you're afraid of doing, that is the beginning of great.
You get rewarded, yeah. When I was able to see this, I was able to see this when I started living on my own, and then I lost my job. I used to get so scared, like, end month inafika. When you don't have money, you're very cognizant of bills. When you have money, things pay themselves.
Yes.
But when you have nothing, you're consistently thinking, nikinunua mandazi ya 50, ndaweza kununua mayai ya 40. Nikitembea, ndeza kupata fare kesho. You know, you're consistently thinking about such things. But after a while, after a year of paying my bills without having a job, I started getting the feeling of, then I need a bigger house. I need a better space. And hiyo fear inakuanga. Hata before nihame the first time, I was thinking, how am I going to afford this? What am I going to do? But even now, as I've been looking for a house the whole year. I haven't found something that I like yet. But I'm thinking, if I want to live in this house, I just have to jump and go there.
Yes.
Hiyo extra money itanipata nikiwa huko.
And also, what I have realized with when you, there's a level of elasticity in each and every human being. And you know, when there's a way you stretch yourself and you tell yourself, oh well, why do I need to have the rain on me while I can wait and eat the leftovers?
Yeah.
You know. But if you decide that you want to go and eat that pizza, you'll take that umbrella, you'll get into that car, and you'll go.
But then nothing will stop you.
Yeah, so most of the times it's just that. And a lot of people have told me that you are biting too much. Yes, sometimes we really, really bite too much. But you're the one who knows how much you can bite.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it doesn't kill you, then you better go and do it and see what. Because the good thing with life is that if you go into a bigger space and it doesn't work in the next 6 months, you can swallow your pride and go back to that small
Always.
thing. Yeah.
Always. I think that's the point people fear. They fear, first of all, people's opinions. What will that people say about me? How does it look? People are very avoidant towards failure. They'd rather discount themselves even without trying. Afadhali nijitoe before iharibike.
Yeah.
And something I love about you, Jags, I've told you this multiple times. A lesson that you've taught me unintentionally is you just do things. Aujuangi hata kesho kama utakuwa live ama kesho utakuwa na pesa. Unafanyanga tu vitu alafu. And I always see them fall in place and work out in the end.
And I have done it for a long time.
Are you confident because of experience, or do you usually just go and bila kujua alafu vitu zina work out?
I think that sometimes you sort of bake it into your MOs, how you operate. You've done it several times, and you know that most of the time it works. So, for example, when I was going to Rwanda, for example, when I finished, it starts from me coming from the village to the city. I did not know who the person that I was going to stay with in the city. I just said, there is an uncle of mine in Nairobi, and I'm going to try and stay with him. And
you came without speaking with them first?
No, I didn't.
Jugs.
I did not.
So what if ungepata, unajua watu wa Nairobi wanakuanga wakali. Kama angefunga mlango or something.
Yeah, then there would be, I would go back home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's very difficult not to find your way back home. And the way back home is metaphorical, actually.
Yes.
There is always a way back to the beginning. Your fallback plan. So that is how I came to Nairobi, without school fees, without a place to stay. And I finished.
You just had fare?
Yes. I finished school. I stayed in school for a year without school fees.
How did you know how to enroll, you did all that on your own?
I'm going. I'm always on the move.
Yeah.
You know, I've done an event in Nigeria, Abuja, without knowing anybody there. And I did an event of 200 people. I went there 3 weeks to the event, did everything within that 3 weeks, and had an event of 200 people. And there were people flying from outside Nigeria to come to that event. So I always just do it. And there is something that I've realized, that humans are selfish. Humans can be bitter. Humans can be anything negative. But also, there is nuance in humanity, that there are so many people who would like to help.
Always, especially when you're doing your thing. Yeah.
And there is the power in asking, that I have learned over and over again. That if I know Roberta can help with something, then I go ask Roberta. The worst that Roberta can do is to say no.
Yeah.
And you know, I can always ask again after no.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And explain myself. So that is something that a lot of people should not approach life that people are bad. Approach life with the positivity that things can actually happen and people can actually have grace towards me. And most of the times people will have grace towards you.
True.
If they're able to help. Leo niliamka vizuri sana, nataka mtu wa kusaidia. And then you're the first person to ask.
Yeah.
And then they just give you.
It's true.
Yeah.
And you find when you...
Sorry to cut you short.
It's okay.
Even in Face the Nation. Face the Nation, the event. That event has been supported by so many people. Like our last event was crazy.
It was
full.
I didn't have space to sit.
Do you know I did not have money for food a day to the event? And do you know something? A guy called me a day to the event at 3 p.m. and asked me, Jaggero, I see your big event coming. What's up? And we were so happy. And when he told me, what do you need? I said, I don't have food for these motherfuckers. How much is the food? 45,000. He said, I'm going to send 20. And he sent me 20,000.
Look at that.
Yeah. So
it's like the Paulo Coelho book. What's it called? The famous one. Where it says, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make everything happen for you. You just have to decide, this is what I want. So it's true.
You just do that. You know, don't be in a and a lot of things are happening to people right now where people are not thinking about how to go ahead and do things for themselves. And my heart actually really now goes to hundreds of people who are coming from colleges with no job. And there are no jobs. The other day I was sitting with a gentleman in the garden and he has done what he's calling diploma in mass communication and journalism. And I was looking at the units he's done and I'm like, this is hogwash. These things, where are you going to do these things that they have taught you in school? At TCG, PRCG, what they were crazy things. I can't even remember some of those things. And I was asking this boy about these things, and I'm saying, how does this translate into real life?
Yeah.
And he couldn't tell me.
Na amemaliza shule.
He couldn't tell me. So I had a conference. I told him to call his father. And we chatted with the father. And I told the father that, look, he's done well in school. He's gotten B's, GA, what. But this does not translate into 2025.
Real life, yeah.
So this boy needs to be retrained into what he wants to become. You know?
That's so unfortunate. You know, in Africa especially, when we're thinking about university, college and stuff, nobody tells us to look for profitable careers. We're kind of told to just fall into talent. And then you finish school and you realize, oh my God. Because even in Kenya, look at the people who get the radio jobs. They're influencers and famous people. Sisi journalists, hakuna jobs. Like, you're a real trained journalist. So you have to go start your own podcast or you do where so that you can actually practice. But when you go to when it has to translate into real life, it's not working. They will pick famous people. They will pick a Jaggero. That's why you started your podcast, because you were not getting a chance.
Yeah, because I could not get a chance, and you can't. Sometimes you can't even explain you can't even blame the job market, because the job market is strained. People are running away from traditional media, and they are laying off people in their hundreds.
And they're not even hiring now.
They're not hiring because the money that they used to earn is now being earned by the likes of Lynn Ngugi, Iko Nini, Obina, Jaggero. So now you're wondering, okay, so what do we now do? And you are coming to me to employ you, and I don't have much of the money to employ.
Yes, you have money to run what you're doing.
Yeah, because, for example, I believe my editors should be earning a lot of money, but they can't because that money is not there. First of all, people that are supposed to be putting money on the table, we have got a huge following. More than 1.5 million followers. But they're just giving money to, I'm sorry, but if you look at the people that are giving money online, there are people that either they know or some shitty thing going on there that you do not understand.
We were talking about controversial topics.
Yeah.
You know, DWJ is a hub for education, teaching, and in all fonts, even political headache, heartfelt DWJ, we're big on teaching people stuff. Like our content is about quality. So I guess it ties in with that. Like people are giving money to clout, controversies, noise, udaku.
But you see now the marketers in different companies are not trained on how to actually sell.
How do you think they should do it?
Because if you are trying to place a product that, for example, is $1 million bob to university students who are still in school,
it can't work.
How do you want to say that your target audience is university student and the person that is influencing university students are the people that you want to give to try to sell to a million worth of product, or you're trying to sell a car to school children? You see, because
24-year-old
DWJ audience is the audience that buy cars.
Yes.
You see?
And houses.
Yes, but that is not where they are putting their ads. Most of my audience are people who are having big cars. You know, they are women in their 30s, then their 40s, women that are in the corporate world. But you see, companies do not understand that you have to put your money where your clients or potential clients are. So for them, they're looking at people when you want to bishana online. People that are probably, not that being jobless is bad, but the reality is that a jobless person is not going to buy something for 300,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, instead of putting it at Dialogues to Jaggero, which has got the buying power, they are deciding to go to people that are, you know, when you want to see kwa Instagram.
What wanna dance TikTok.
So that is their loss. So for example, why is it that they are buying my books on our channel? Because there are people that are looking for jobs. That is why they are buying the books.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that is the Ikunini was complaining the other day that he went to a very big phone company and they were saying that Ikunini has got bad numbers. How can you say Ikunini has bad numbers?
As compared to who?
The TikTokers.
Yeah. So they'd rather give this.
But Ikunini has got the people that have the buying power.
Yes.
Anybody who is a working class is watching Ikunini.
Yeah.
So when you tell him that he doesn't have the number, what are you even talking about? Because Ikunini has got more than 100,000. If you are selling something worth 300,000 and you get 1,000 people from Ikunini's podcast to buy,
even 100, because if you advertise with, let me not derogatory, but if you advertise on a TikToker, venye tu umesema, hawana hizo buying powers. An 18-year-old is not going to.
Some do have buying powers, but also some do not.
Yeah.
You know, so and also what I've realized with advertisers in Kenya is that they're like what is the one? There's so much peer pressure going on within the marketing department.
How do you mean?
Like we see somebody working with Bobby. Sasa wote wanataka work with Bobby.
So Bobby advertise toothpaste, cement, mafuta, perfume. True.
You know, and Bobby is saying that he likes all those things. Even if you give him 10 toothpaste from the different company, atasema anazijua zote na anazilike zote. It's not possible.
They advertise like a techno
like
phone while
day,
using
I actually
iPhones.
turned down somebody that wanted me to put a story on DWJ at one story. And I'm saying, how do you want me to just put one story? Itakusaidia aje?
Visibility.
But it expires in 24 hours. And then what? And how do you measure that story that you placed on my podcast has helped you? You can't measure it. Some people come to me and tell me that they just want one post. It does not help you. The reason why everybody knows about my book is that because it is there.
You talk about it every day.
We even iterate the ad and we put it again and again and again. So that is what people do not understand actually with placing stuff. And then it's just weird. Kenya is just weird actually. And I don't understand it.
Utapata mtu wa makeup ana advertise condoms. Alafu mtu wa sex ako locked out of that conversation. And you know, I don't really trust influencers sana. Nikiona hivyo venye umeexplain, mtu ana advertise kila kitu. Sometimes they'll be advertising a technophone. Na unajua huyu mtu anatumia iPhone. Hata font akipost
But
story
those
ni ya
candles,
iPhone.
but those candles have come out where people have shot ads for a Samsung.
Yeah, with an iPhone. Is that really ethical? Ama we are just everyone is chasing the bag.
It's a jungle.
The enemy is poverty.
I do not think that I can be able to. For example, if I wanted you to talk about a Samsung, I just ask you in a conversation, what phone do you use? You know you can't lie. Because you don't know why. My next question.
Yes.
When I realize that you are not using a Samsung, why should I give you my Samsung to talk about?
True.
Because it's not authentic. I saw Caroline Mutuku talking about something and it is weird. It was so weird. People were saying, what is this?
What was she talking about?
She was talking about something that she did not understand, did not make sense. You know.
She was doing an ad. And you can tell it's something she's not consuming.
Yes. She does not understand it.
Ni script umepewa wewe soma hiyo kitu hapo haraka. Shika pesa.
Something like that.
Do you think that's something you would ever do? At some point when you're desperate and broke? Someone offers you a nice 1.5 million to post one post.
You know, the way I would answer your question, why don't you sit down and know about the product? Tell them that let me use this product for 2 days and understand it and talk about it properly. So then you give those people value instead of insisting that you have to do it the same day.
Yeah.
And you don't understand it.
True.
Yeah. So understanding a project is better. And when you tell a story about a project, that is why nimekosana sana na not in kukosana kutusiana, but I have had even there are adverts that I did like in the last 3 months that you really struggle to identify with those things. You know, because it's not something that you really like. You know, I'm a creative and I want to be creative around stuff. And somebody is saying it is our way or the highway, and you don't enjoy that.
Yeah. And I think your core audience can tell when you're not being authentic.
They can. Yeah, they can.
And tell you Jaggero anatupima.
Yeah,
Techno na anaongeanga shit ja Android kila siku hapa.
Android is good, by the way. Now I have an S4. What is it called?
S24 or
S24, yes.
Do you like it?
Ultra. I don't hate it.
Honest feedback. Jags, I want us to jump into the things we've been through this year.
Okay.
Let's talk about the successes that we've had on Dialogues with Jaggero. I just did an interview about 2 hours ago before we started this. And my guest said, wow, the last time I was here, I love the wood, I love the tables, I love everything. These are some of the small things. They're small, but they do make a difference. We have new cameras, we have new equipment. Sijui kama na advertise kwa wezi, lakini wacha tu ni peane gratitude. So these are some of the small successes. Small, big successes that we've had at Dialogues with Jaggero. Give me maybe 2 things or 3 or 1 that you feel have been significant this year on Dialogues with Jaggero that we've done maybe as a team or by yourself. Something that is so notable that was like, enyewe, kinenafanya ina make sense and I want to continue because it's good for me and good for us.
All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is jaggero.co.ke. For me, I think this year is a lot of learning. One of the things that I've learned as a person myself is that creating content is not a pretty business. It is messy. It is like gutting the fish.
Smelly.
Yeah, it's working with audio, working with videos, working with so many things. You learn every day. And it tests you a lot when you're working with people in production because a lot of things often go wrong. And it teaches you a lot about tolerance and about feelings and emotions and things like that. My biggest celebration this year is obviously getting the new equipment that can allow us to go live. Because now I think we are live. I don't know how many people are there.
And we look so good online.
Yeah, it looks good. I don't know how many people, but I'm not sure whether we are still online. I don't see us online anymore. I don't know whether we are online. It looks like we are online, but I can't see where we are online. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. It is there. So we are about 25 people, 25 people online, and 14 people have actually commented. I don't know what they're saying. Amazing guys, thank you. That's the challenge of colonialism. We are supposed to get educated to be able to be productive. Yeah. So people are saying a lot of things. Jaggero, you have transformed me. Somebody is saying that. Thank you very much. It's very clear. People are saying that's very clear. I think they should add a little bit of contrast on a little bit of brightness. Yeah, on this camera there should be a little bit of brightness. Yeah, I am too dark. This shirt should be. No.
Last time uliniekea light watu wakaanza kunipea bleaching allegations.
Oh, kweli?
Ati huyu msichana na bleach. Ni kuomoka, si kubleach.
Naona sasa imekuja kidogo. Siweke sana. Yeah, so obviously that.
Yes.
And then the growth in numbers has been amazing. It is DWJ is penetrating every part of this country. A lot of people know it. What shocked me was when I went to Kisumu for the fisherman experience, and I realized that actually everybody in Kisumu knows about me. I went to Acacia Hotel. Everybody knows me there. I went to Java, where I really frequent when I'm in Kisumu. Everybody knew me there. I went to Obunga, and people knew me in Obunga. There is a lady who said hi to me deep inside Obunga. Obunga is one of the biggest slums in Kisumu. I went to Manyata. People knew in Manyata. I went to Nyalenda. They could tell who I am in Manyata, and that was really surreal. It is surreal, and dealing with. In fact, when I was with a very well-known movie maker in Kisumu called Robbie Odongo, When we were with Robbie Odongo, when a lot of people were saying hi to me, it was like, I'm a little jealous that these motherfuckers don't know me in Kisumu, but they do know you.
Yeah.
And I remember him joking that, now you can't even get a girl and go to an Airbnb because
How?
everybody knows you.
C'est impossible.
So it is the crazy growth in numbers. And even people, in the last 3 months, number 2 has been the US in terms of audience.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
International.
So a lot of people and people are sending me messages from Cayman Islands. People are sending me
Botswana,
Malawi, Zambia, South Africa. And the other day, somebody was calling me chief, and I turned like this, and it was a black, tall guy from South Sudan.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, man, when I don't know why Nilo's like at twanging. I have never understood.
It comes in the territory.
Yeah, so this guy was twanging and telling me how when he's born in Juba, he's always looking at DWJ. So a lot of people are talking well about the podcast, which is great. So I think those are the team has been great. You have been my co-host for 2 years now.
It's just been a year, imagine. It feels like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just been a year.
And also Felgona, who has been here for such a long time. I think that DWJ has been led by not just me, but people that are extremely passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
So thank you.
During our meeting before we started working together, you expressed to me that you actually had fears around how am I gonna start. I mean, you knew how to start, but like what next? And I remember telling you, no one can understand your dreams the way you understand them in your head. So you're going to fight a lot of people, but as long as you keep going, the people who know, like they get you, they're always gonna be attracted to you. So I guess that's what happened. Like it just aligned. The people who wanna be here are here. The people who don't wanna be here, and it's fine. Na tunasonga.
Yeah. So that is what has happened this year. I've had very great interviews. We have done some live events with the Dr. Mordecai Ogada. We have done the other one with the other lady from America, Joy, the other day. We did one with LinkedIn Local the other day. I want to do a lot of things. Next year is the year that I think we should be. Somebody called me the other day that you're the diary of a CEO of Kenya, and I was like, that sounds nice, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know whether people have money to give me because I need a lot about 20 to 50 million to do a crazy content house. Is it not? It's not a lot, right? 50 million is
very
how much?
Achievable.
It's like 50 million Kenya shillings is like 500,000 USD.
50K of 500.
It's like 500,000.
I'm not good at math.
400,000 USD. To create something amazing next year. We have the political podcast that I'm extremely. I don't know if I've ever told you the story of where I want to go with political podcast.
No, you haven't.
But I think you don't know. So can I tell you my
dreams?
My dreams.
Yes.
I want political headache to actually host a presidential debate in 2027.
I feel like that's very achievable.
Yes. And we already have somebody that has agreed. Maraga has agreed to be in the presidential debate by political headache. So,
that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Umesema, fuck traditional media.
No.
Let's do this thing for ourselves now.
So political headache. I've just finished writing a book on chapter 7 of the Constitution with another lawyer. And we want to do the chapter 7 of the Constitution because we're going to an election year. I am going to create an audio for it, and we want to do a political conference next year where people just come and talk about politics and governance. I've always wanted to create a think tank where people talk about governance, people talk about the things that really matter to them politically. In Luo Nyanza, we were raised up not really to talk about politics in that way, but I think in Luo Nyanza, we are raised to be supporters in a very weird sense.
Cultish.
Very, very cultish. But I think right now people are starting to talk about politics in the way they should. People are saying, why shouldn't I, have DCP in Nyanza? Why must I only vie via UDM? And things like that. So a lot of people are saying they want to talk about politics, and I want to create a think tank where people can actually talk about politics and publications about politics.
Yeah.
Bold conversations about politics, like the town hall. Yesterday, I met a very big person in this country. He treated me to lunch at the Stanley Hotel.
Ooh.
Yeah. And he was telling me that there are resources in this country to elevate things like platforms and things like political ethic and face the nation. And we agreed that we are going to be having a meeting with his team early next year to see how we can collaborate. So good things are coming.
Growth.
Yeah, growth is coming. And it's going to be really, really, really beautiful to see. So I have got a lot of things. I've got a lot of things to be thankful for this year. My life, especially because this is the year I have not had a lot of problems with my life, with my health. Because I'm a sickling person. People look at me and see a big person, but I'm the one who has never, in the last, I don't know whether I've been in the hospital, I've been...
Squeezy ukienda ni check up too.
I don't know if I have been admitted this year. I've been admitted in the last 10 years.
Every year.
Every year, I am admitted in the hospital. I think this is the year that I've not slept in the hospital. I'm not sure, but I have to ask my wife.
You almost, and then the insurance issues. You remember when you were saying when you ulienda ukakawia hospitali, ulikuwa admitted, lakini insurance, then you had to leave.
No. That is last year. I was actually admitted. It was AR on Kiambu Road. I was admitted. Yes, okay. I was admitted. So I've been admitted every year. I think for the last, and the pain that I've suffered, something happened to me the other day. I think 2 months ago. I went to the gym and I did something in the gym. And something cracked in my spine. Like a crack.
Like you had...
Yeah. And then I felt so much heat on my legs. Like a lot of heat. And then my heel that has been paining has dramatically gone down.
Yo.
Yeah. Like I was like, something has really happened.
Something has changed.
Yeah. And now, in the last 1 month, I've not had my foot paining at all.
Do you think you healed yourself?
No, I think, we have always talked about the issues of muscle pain and all these things are connected. They are connected to the spine. So I don't know what happened there. I did an analysis of I went to the hospital. They did analysis of my entire, it's called nerve conduction analysis. Nerve analysis or nerve conduction analysis. I went to back.
What is that for? Is it to check kama kuna issues mahali?
If your nerves are not firing correctly.
So how do they do it? Do they prick you with stuff or what?
Yeah, it takes about 3 hours.
Oh.
Of them shocking you every part of your body, like putting this, and they see the fire right on the screen. So if it is weak, it means that you are not. So this lady was telling me that sometimes when they hit somewhere here, this one should be able to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, but for some people they do that and it's not doing anything. Yeah.
It's like how they do children when they're born with if you do this unapata hii kidole inaenda hivi.
Hey, exactly that. It is something very close to that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how are you handling the fame? Last year, you were still very fresh to people noticing you, acknowledging you outside. But right now, it's actually overwhelming. Walking around with you is a big problem. Everyone wants to stop and say hi and talk to you and take pictures and get an autograph. So have you already sunk into it?
I still don't believe that I am. I'm a bit famous right now in Kenya.
Yes.
But then it reminded me of something that I was talking to somebody at the beginning of the year, And this person is very famous. And when I told him that, I asked him, how do you deal with fame? And he told me something interesting, that before I answer that question, do you have the money for the fame? And I was like, no. And he told me that that is the biggest problem with fame.
Kama hauna kakitu.
When fame comes before the money, and it does come before the money.
Most times.
Yes. And he's told me that I was very famous, but I did not have a car. And I did not have a proper place to stay. So it was very difficult for me. I'm going to these events, and those days there were no taxis, and I have to go walk, and people are passing me in their cars.
Na dust
and
viatu.
No, they're just saying hi to you, and they are actually seeing in real time that you're shit.
Yeah. Umesweat. Viatu ziko na dust. Umechoka.
And it tells me that sometimes you just want to not to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because of the logistics. That you are going to go to this event. And he was telling me that is why a lot of people slip into a lot of problems with money. Because people are seeing you are so famous. You don't have a car, you don't have a good house, you can't treat people to good meals. And then you go out there and people have a huge expectation about you. And then you have nothing to show for it. And then you start going into debt. Because now suddenly you want to hire a car to go for an event. You want to do this, to do that. You want to fly, but you can't fly. Because now people know you. Are you going to be in a matatu with people to Kisumu?
Easy coach.
Vivi, bro.
Kwanza wewe ukifungua kidogo, everyone will know it's you.
I remember somebody told me something. I was going to Mombasa last year. And this person told me something. Without, people say the truth when they least expect
Without
it.
thinking, yeah.
Aliniambia, Jaggero, kuna sisi hapa.
It was in the games you went to watch. What games were being played? The football match, something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this guy expected me to be huko kwa Raila.
VIP.
Hey, unasweat hapa karibu na mimi, bro. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the things. So I think
Do you think this has affected you on a personal level? Because some people are still able to live very authentic lives while being famous. But of course, so many others are drowned.
But also
in the
people
noise.
have told me that, Jaggero, we see you the way you're authentic and the way you have not lost your head because of that. Most people call me and I answer the phone and they realize that it's actually Jaggero that's speaking to them. And they, like, Jaggero, you pick phones. Like, what the fuck? I pick phones.
CJ was just here talking about how wealthy people, the frequency of wealthy people communicate effectively. They still pick calls, they communicate, they return their messages, they will call you back. But it is this frequency of brokies, insecure, low self-esteem people who start to recluse now. You can't reach them.
There is a lady who really complained to me over the weekend about a certain individual. And she was really hurt. He wanted to give him a job and he did not respond to the message. He wanted to give him a job at the UN, a consultancy job. And he did not respond to the first message.
Because amekuwa too important.
Yes. And it's like, dude, I saw your car. It's not good enough.
For you to be ignoring messages.
Yes. You don't have a good working car.
Yeah.
So why are you not looking for people? You understand? So, but for me, I think that I am also very agnostic to the issue of being a celeb. Because I think that at the end of the day, you're just flesh and blood. And the very basic things that happen to other people still happen to you. And you can have something today and the next day it is not there. And people really hate it when you go back to them when people really, I think sometimes envy slide into not liking you. Like
you can't. It's envy, but you can't tell.
What's your formula? Like, sometimes fame can get into hate without people knowing. Like people envy you so much that they're saying, "Sisi kwani tulifanyia Mungu nini that we cannot be like the other person."
Huyu anajisikianga.
Yeah, and that is why a lot of celebs, when they tank, there is very little love for them.
Even assistants, you'll see how online they'll be like, sijui tunachanga pesa ya nani, tunachanga pesa. You're like, but you're a celebrity.
Yes, ulikuwa unatuambia nini, sisi tulikuanga tu kwa ma planes, kwani
rada ni gani?
Hiyo fare ya planes ujibambe.
They don't know these are paid for trips there sometimes.
Like I saw a guy, man. Hey man, I looked at the guy. I think companies need to respect people, man. There's a guy who is I think you know him. He's called he's a Chelsea fan. You know, and he loves a lot to do with soccer, and he's been sponsored by a drink for a long time. Lakini bana huyu jamaa, these guys are always just saying he has to have that thing in his hand everywhere he goes. Anapiga picha, do you drink hapo? And akona meza na watu wanafanya meeting, do you drink hapo? Like, it's a very ugly bottle, by the way, but he's always having it. Like, I don't know whether
you wako job kila saa.
Anashikanga hivi
kila mahali. Lazima akwe nayo kwa bag.
Yes. Alikuwa nayo kwa airport, akakuwa nayo akiwa huko London, akakuwa nayo akiwa kwa stadium, akiwa kila mahali. Ako kwa dressing room ya Chelsea ako nayo. Kwani ni influencing gani hiyo bwana?
Yeah.
Why can't you just create a story around the drink? A beautiful story around the drink. Yeye akutoa hapo kwa taxi, akuna tumbo kubwa bado anakunywa hiyo Terminator. Mimi nashangaa. Dude, this thing is not healthy.
Oh. Mimi,
successes
that I've had this year. I think being on Dialogues has really pushed me out there in terms of my personality. Because I'm a very reclusive person. I love to spend time on my own. But being here has forced me to make friends. It has forced me to talk to people, forced me to leave my house, go places, travel, meet people, including lovers. So it's what? So I think it's a good thing. It has pushed me. I had goals for myself this year that I wanted to stop being so in myself. I wanted to come out and talk to people because it's very difficult for me. So that's one of my successes. And then I think something huge that I love to do on Love and Orgasms is to have authentic conversations about day-to-day experiences that I have. And so having a bigger platform where people can see my face and I'm able to have these conversations, especially around sex. You know, it's not easy. And I see the comments.
Your last conversation was with Sly.
Yeah.
I had differences with it, but it was well done. I really loved how the talk was really good. About what it entails is another matter altogether, but it was really good.
Yeah. I think I've grown. Like, even from the comments in the beginning, people had beef with me. Baka pia wewe ukaanza kuwa na beef na mimi, and then I told you, Drags, we can't be the same person. We have to let each other grow into what we're doing. And you trusted me. You didn't put me down. You didn't say change, do it like this. You just listened and said, okay, fine, do your thing. And I think over time, I've learned even how to hold conversations. It might look like it's an easy thing, but talking to someone, it doesn't come that naturally to everyone.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So I think those are my successes. I think.
How do people know you so much out there? Do they tag on your clothes and say, Roberta, this is you when you're in the supermarket?
So many times. Even when I go to weddings, even things for my family, we're meeting, gathering with my family, people expect I have you in my past. Where's Jaggero? Why didn't you come with Jaggero? I'm like, guys, I don't go everywhere with him, but if you invite him,
I'm also
I will.
A lot of people invite me to things that I don't go to because also it's overwhelming actually. Sometimes you just want to be, because you can be in a restaurant taking food and then everybody will just swarm your table and everybody will
pictures and they want to talk about business. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I just want to eat these chips.
Yes.
And go.
Yeah.
And then, our job entails a lot of talking. Sometimes you just want to shut up. And people can't take that personally. Or you're just exhausted. People want pictures. People do take it personally when your personality is not
turn
like
down
that.
pictures? I see some celebs turning down pictures.
I don't turn down pictures because, I started being popular a very long time ago. I've been famous even ever since I was a kid. Like, I was always popular amongst the school, amongst my friends. Then I joined school. I joined high school. Everyone used to know Roberta from there. I joined Facebook. I was Facebook famous for a very long time. And then TV. And then I did magazines and just so many things. I've been everywhere. So people do recognize me. I don't turn down pictures because I know what it does for people. It might seem like such a small gesture, but that's because as the famous person, you're just a normal, to yourself, you're a normal person.
But I also feel like people like pictures too much these days.
Yeah, so that they can brag about it.
Yeah.
I was with Roberta. I was with Jags. If it's going to give them, I always say, the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is so that if I can make someone else's life better, and by better, I mean even giving you social capital.
Yeah, but I've also realized that you love photos so much.
I do. I'm pretty. I love smiling.
I hardly post photos of myself, or even when they're taken of me. But also for me, I really love curated photography.
How do you mean?
I don't like point and shoot. Like,
you love something planned.
Yes, well done and and with a very good camera too.
Me at Oppo, I'll pose. I love pictures being taken when I'm not even noticing. I don't mind them. And I was talking about how even if the benefit is social capital, if me being famous and it's going to help you in some way, if you go somewhere and say, Roberta is my sister, Roberta is my friend, and it'll help you, do it. Do it. If it'll get you favors, of course, ethically, in a good way. Don't go somewhere conning people saying, I know Roberta. But why else would I hold such a position if I'm not able to assist other people? So that's why I don't deny people pictures. If it'll give you credibility, if it makes you loved, if it makes you popular amongst your groups. Because sometimes our fans are high school kids. Akirudi chuo next time. Unajua venye hiyo kitu itakuwa imembamba, kila mtu anataka kujua story yake. So that's why I don't refuse pictures. The only people I don't take pictures with a lot is men.
Why?
Because I don't know. I've had instances where people will lie. They'll say they've slept with me.
Really?
Or yes, they'll say they've slept with me. And it's in very small. I'm not saying this is what everyone does, but I kind of realize I have to be very careful with which man I take a picture with. It has to be someone who I can even trust. Because I wouldn't, even if someone has a scandal and then aniambie, let's take a picture, I'm not taking a picture with them.
But also sometimes people tell me very crazy things when they're taking pictures. I don't know whether they tell you this picture.
Like?
That I have to take your picture with you so that my sister would actually believe that I was with you, that I met with you.
Jags, my mother said the same thing when she was here. You remember when my mom was here with my auntie?
Yes.
And they said they were about to leave. Then my auntie said, sijapiga picha na Jaggero. Watu watajua aje nilikuwa na Jaggero. And then you posed for the pictures. So that's something people do. People love to brag about it. And I think if it helps you, we sikia poa bana. Juu sasa we imagine kwa chama. Unajua sasa yeye ndio kusema kwa chama. Kwa hiyo chama yao ya village pali yuko. Watu wakiona akona. We niambia anarudi Nyalenda ama anarudi Obunga. Kuonesha akona picha with the Jaggero. Na wamama wote wa chama wako. Inampea street cred. Sasa yeye ndo atakuwa sonko wa hiyo squad.
What is the biggest thing that you've learned about doing dialogues with Jaggero?
I've learned how to be a better listener.
Yeah?
I used to think I was a listener, but I realized I just yap too much. I'm always yapping and talking. But being on the interviewer side has taught me to listen, and not just listen, to listen with compassion, to listen without already thinking about the next thing I'm going to say, to be very present in my listening, to give a fuck about what people are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's important.
Even me, it has taught me a lot about the same, about listening. Even when somebody is saying something that you really disagree with. You
have to hold yourself.
You really. Like, I disagree a lot with a lot of things that women say. But I listen because sometimes there is no point of having to correct somebody right there. And for us, the good thing with podcasting is that you've got a lot. You will meet your match. Huko kwa comments. Yeah.
And you learn on as you go, because even there's sometimes cuts are posted from last year, and I'll be watching. I'm like, I said that. I don't feel the same way right now. Those are not my values and my beliefs.
Really?
Yeah, there's this video we did. We're talking about. I think it was about broke men or something, men and money stuff. And I the sentiments are nice. But now that I've learned more about men, I've learned more about how men think, about how men feel. And even in the comment section, you will always see people coming to tell you the truth. The same way we're discussing Sly's video, the difference between men and women. Men are seeing, men can see this is bullshit, but women are like, no, you know. So now that I'm at a space...
I can't get over that video.
Now that I'm at a space where I get it. You see, even when you told me, I didn't argue. I was like, yeah, that's how men see, that's how men see through the lens. As a woman, I can understand women, but as a listener, I can know two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
Men can have their opinions, and it doesn't mean you need to correct the woman or the woman is wrong. It just means that's how women see things, and this is how men see things. So we just need to complement each other and harmonize and see, oh, so when I do this is how he feels. When she does this is how it looks like. We're not wrong. None of us is wrong. We just have different opinions, and that's fine. So that's something also I'm learning. Nuances, agreeing to disagree, changing my mind even if I was very staunch in my beliefs. Now I'm able to be swayed. I'm like, oh, okay, I can hear that. I listen to that. So, Drags, tell me about some of the difficulties and failures that you've gone through this year.
This year, the failures is the constant. I think one of the things that I've always wanted for us to achieve is basically some sort of consistency with our videos and with our audio. When you look at very professional podcasters out there, mostly outside the country, you'll realize that they are always consistent with everything that they do. Their audio will always sound the same. Their picture quality will always be the same. Especially, that is something that I really love about South African podcasters. There is a lady, there's a very beautiful woman, by the way. I've got a crush on her. There's a lady in South Africa. What is her name? I forget her name. Maybe, but she's always popping up on my online. I don't know her name actually. Her name is always not. But they have this beautiful set that does not change. The lighting is always the way it is. The sound quality is always the way it is. They struggle with sound at some point. I don't know whether they changed production houses, but I believe they changed production houses. And
you can tell the difference that fast.
Yes. The difference in what you mean?
In if the light is not the same, when you watch the next episode, you can see something is off today.
Yes.
Okay.
I can tell. Like this light here makes a very big difference in a set. And when it is not there, you can actually tell. I can tell without even the camera being on the other person that camera is actually, that light is actually not there. And this is something that so it is good for people to always know that they are. It is actually subconscious. That is why there are people who actually have the same thumbnail. So that even when you are watching something and it pops on the side, you immediately know that that's DW.
Did you see this guy who tried to copy your template?
Yes, I saw.
That's so. What's the word for that? Very sijui.
It is. Look.
Because it does look like a DWJ video. Then you see the font is off.
Yeah.
Something is off. So people know this stuff works.
They know it works. And people are trying to constantly. Actually, there are people who are making videos about other videos. Like if you want to do it like MKHD, for example, this is what you need to do. Edit like MKHD. Do this like like Diary of a CEO. Do this like this. Do this like this. Those things actually, and most of the videos is that the quality of the conversation will make your video go far. But also there are the other aesthetics, such as like we did a video with my friend Owidi the other day. People walitutusi
Kwa nini?
walisema audio mbofu.
The fans have a right.
Hey, ndio wanasema tu hizo vitu zenyu zinaharibu masikio yetu.
Tweni matakataka.
Hizo vitu hata walisema wachana na.
Yeah.
They always say, especially, and the funny, the thing with life in 2025, going to 2026, is that you cannot claim that you're the only one who knows things.
Everything.
These people are watching the best podcast in the world.
Yes.
And you have to pull up your socks. They're watching podcast, they are watching Obama, Obama's wife, the Mrs. Obama. I don't know, she's called Michelle Obama. See that beautiful podcast of hers on the table? People are watching that. People are watching Candy Owens. People are watching Diary of a CEO. People are watching MKHD. MKHD is using a one camera, is 3.7 million Kenya shillings. He has a boom mic that costs $900. And another boom mic that is costing $3,000. A boom mic.
Crazy. Lakini ni investing in your passion.
So his videos are crisp. The audio unaweka microphone hivi na unaisikia. My friend, my former.
It is fine. That guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
He says, Jaggero, sauti ni ya karibu.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like you have had those audios.
Unasikia mtu anakuongelesha.
Yes.
Ni safi.
Yes. And you can imagine that you are in competition with that same person. There is no difference. Like this mic is $270. That's $32,000. Then there is another one, a Chinese one, that is selling for 10,000 or 7. The difference is there. Now, the listeners are like, na mbona you are not sounding like the other person? Mbona yule jamaa nikisikiza vitu zake is just soft, smooth, beautiful.
It's like a cold, tall glass of water.
Yeah, and they want to go, and that drives them back to that. Just the voice of somebody, all the notes, they can feel all the notes. When the person is talking, they see a crisp person, they can see the eyelashes, they can see the what is it called? Everything is being seen. You see? And then they are going to your video ziko kwa giza, sijui nini, wasikii, wanasema, Jaggero wacha ni kama ni brother.
Nimejaribu, but
wacha niende kwanza.
Yeah.
So a lot of those things are going on. And for me, what I realize is that you can actually start with things that are not very good. But do you know the best? Because what I think in life you should do is that where you are, you know where you are, and you know where you are not. You are not. You know, if you are going to that, you are supposed to be 10 steps ahead. And you know that the reason why I'm not 10 steps ahead is because of my mic. The question is, what are you doing about that mic? And a lot of people ask me my formula, why I do so good in podcasting. And I always tell people, even today I was telling you, I was making noise to the team. I was telling them, you have a manual. Why are you not reading the manual? You understand? And because the first thing towards doing better is knowledge.
Yes.
And you cannot make another step in ignorance. You cannot. There's a time we were doing something in the office. I remember, I don't know who was there before. I don't think there was something that we were doing where there is a computer that we were claiming that cannot edit from DaVinci. I don't remember the exact thing. Only to realize 2 months later, after we have done so much work around one issue, that was just a toggle. It was a toggle on the software. Toggle it. And the software can do what we were struggling to do for 2 months. We were like, we needed to do something that was taking 4 hours in order to take this thing to another computer to edit. Then I sat down one day, nikajiuliza, bwana, it can't be true that nobody has ever thought about this issue that is disturbing us this much. And I went online and I found it on Reddit. Kumbe people were having the same problem. It was on the manual. Yeah, Da Vinci. Yes, go to this and toggle off. And then it can see the row. Sisi hatukuwa tuna toggle.
Unafanya manual work.
Sisi tulifanya manual work.
I want us to talk about... for me, I don't think I've had any failures. I think I've had bumps. Like something I've really struggled with is acquiring guests. Something I shared with you in the beginning of the year. And by acquiring, this is a personal thing. This has to do with my personality because I don't talk to a lot of people. I
have a feeling why you struggled with guests.
Tell me.
Because people sort of know that it's not your podcast. I'm the one dealing with the influx of guests. I'm the one turning them away. So most people reach out to me.
But then nobody has ever reached out to me.
Exactly.
No one. I'm the one sourcing.
I receive requests every day.
I thought it was a me thing.
No, it's not you.
Okay.
They know it's that Jaggero's podcast. And everybody trying to come to Jaggero will figure out how to reach Jaggero and not somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then. That's the only bump I had. That's something I was wondering. How do you know? So now I was wondering, I was asking you, how did you write a list? Are you online chronically so that you know who needs to come and talk about what?
No, most people reach out. When you're starting your podcast, it's a big deal. People are turning you down because you've got shit numbers.
Yeah.
But when you start having numbers, the problem is that now people want to come to the podcast literally to talk about their products and they don't want to pay for it. And they are claiming that they are trying to help other people. No, you are trying to advertise. And the good thing, and I think that when people come to you and tell you that I want to talk about my business, I want to talk about my product, I want to talk about my service, because doing podcasting is a lot of work. There are people who are editing these videos that need to be paid.
Yes.
There are people who are doing all sorts of things. We are in a studio that do not belong to us. We are using power. We are using cameras that we have bought.
Hata imagine tunakunywa.
Yes, it is bought. So it is not fair for people to just come and try to play. Somebody told me the other day that they wanted to give us alcohol to place on the table. I'm like, I don't want to drink
We don't even drink alcohol.
I don't want to drink alcohol on the table.
Yeah.
If you want to, because if there is a cost to every business, right?
Or they just wanted it to do ad placement without any payment.
When somebody is telling you that they will give you alcohol to bring during your podcast, what are they saying? I mean,
that's so crazy.
Because would they accept it to just come in a glass like this and we don't talk about it? Will they?
No. They want you to say, oh, this drink is so nice.
And I always tell people, look, these things are not like so costly. Give somebody 30K, give somebody 20K for a mention, give somebody... If you collect all that in a month, you're able to pay people, because these people that are working on this podcast are children of mothers. They are children of fathers. They are other people's sisters. They are brothers to people. And they are all coming here. They don't have a private jet that they're not coming from Nakuru, from a ranch to come and work here.
Yeah.
You know, they need something. So this is the time to tell people of the audience that if you want to put a product, a service, just talk to me, talk to Roberta, talk to anybody. Then we will just put your stuff here. If this was your coffee, we will put the coffee here, and you will give us some money.
Yeah.
The drink, you'll put the drink here, you give us some money. Somebody told me, by the way, Jaggero, you look so finished that you don't look like you want money. Somebody told me that everything of yours just looks well done. You take pesa, you don't say, you don't do. But do I have to do a podcast? Do I have to bring big guests to the podcast and then shout for contributions? I should, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, to talk about contributions. Like put M-Pesa number, do this. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we can have the number if you are watching us and you think we're doing a good thing, buy us coffee, you know. And by the way, the kind of clients we're looking for is everyone. If you want to dress us, if you want to take us to the spa, if you want to take us on vacation, if you want us to talk about your drink, your food, your book, your what, reach out to us and we're going to do that. So we're about to close this conversation, but I want to ask you, Jags, what has been the best part about working with me on Dialogues with Jaggero?
That's
Best and worst.
you don't want me to say the worst.
You want to tell me personally?
No, I think
I want you to say.
The good thing about you is that you're generally a good person.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, and you're honest about the things that you want and your aspirations and your feelings. And one of the things that I like about you is that you are not antagonistic. Like you don't create chaos for fun.
Is that a trait other people carry?
Yeah, there are people that I tried working with a lady here. It did not even take a week. Yeah, it went really south pretty quickly. So I think that is the good thing about you, is that you are tolerant. Even like this last year, I have been overwhelmed by messages, text messages, WhatsApp messages, emails, calls, because my number is also on the book where I sell. So people who do not want to buy the book actually call me to talk about some other things that are not related to the book. You know, people are telling me about their husbands. Like women are calling me all the time about their husbands. I can't help.
Yeah.
Like the toxicity in their relationship. You know, what can I do? But you know, so when sometimes I don't respond to your message because you know what has happened. Imeenda chini.
Iko after 70 other messages.
Yes, and so I'll have to go down, and then I'm like, I've got 47 messages. So now I start looking at them, and then I see Roberta is down there 1 day ago. Sijasoma. And you have not tethered, you have not like thrown
tantrums.
Yeah, so that kind of understanding.
Yeah. What about the worst?
I don't think I've had a big problem with you. No, I don't think so. And we don't also do a lot of talking after the show. We talk in the garden for sure, but we also don't like, you know, the way people are always chatting every day, blah, 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 talking, calling, blah, blah, you know. We don't do a lot of that. So there is a lot of professionalism between the two of us.
Yeah.
You know, and if you realize I really, really struggle to get emotionally connected to people. Do you feel like I really struggle with that?
Yeah, actually, that's my worst thing of working with you. That's gonna be my answer. I am a very emotional person.
Yeah.
Most of my decisions are made out of emotion.
Yeah.
Not irrational. I sit and think, but like I'm very emotional. I'm driven by my feelings. How does this make me feel? If I don't feel right, you can just tell Bobby doesn't want to be here or Bobby is not okay. So sometimes I come to you with like from an emotional level, and I can tell not that you're struggling, you're just indifferent. You're just, it's not that you don't care. Of course, I know you care. And if I asked for help, you would definitely help. But the indifference is usually there. And sometimes it makes me feel, so if I can't go to you about the feelings I have about work, who else am I gonna go to? It's just you I can go to. But in turn, that is teaching me to be very independent. It's teaching me I don't have to be emotional all the time and to everyone. I can gauge, I can teach myself how to self-regulate and chill with those emotions, and then it always works itself out with time. And the best thing about working with you is you consistently push me to be a better person. It's in the mundane things. It's not that you wake me up and say, Roberta, go here, do this. But it's in the way you encourage me, even without realizing that you are. The way you bring me along, the way you Now I'm already getting emotional. I'm about to cry. But it's the way, how can I say? It's amazing. It's amazing to be in a community where nobody's jealous of each other. All of us want to see each other win. So we're consistently pushing each other. Even the way we speak to each other, we speak life into each other. So I truly have enjoyed my year. I have loved being here, being with you. Yeah, do you want to say something as we close the conversation?
I wish you the best with your life. I would still think that you need to have a podcast that is video. I think Love and Orgasm should be in video form.
Yeah.
Because I think that it will earn you money more when it is in video form. Like I told you that you just need to, you know what? One of the greatest things about you is is how such a good teacher you are. And I feel like it is lost in the audio only format. You know? So when you come here and you put up the cameras and you say that I want to talk for 12 minutes or 10 minutes, and then you post it on YouTube, on Love and Orgasms on YouTube, it will start to have a lot of traction. And given that you're somebody, and one of the things that you need to learn is video editing. I don't know if you know it.
I know how to.
Yeah. So you can have the cameras on 1080p and then just do something for like about, because one of the things that I've realized is that this is an ocean. Google is giving anybody money that is able to create content. So it is not something that you can say, well, I don't want to tell Roberta because probably DWJ then will not earn the money. No.
All of us can keep earning.
All of us can earn. Anybody, like Africa right now, we are not so many on YouTube and we are not consistent on YouTube. Because YouTube is a hard platform to be at. You can imagine that we have got 705 people, 1,000, and YouTube is 140 something. 47. So look at the difference. TikTok is almost the same number as YouTube, as Facebook. So even my sister is really struggling with her YouTube right now because she can't figure it out. But YouTube is one of the things that really spread to the ends of the earth.
Because everyone is looking for information.
And people watch, like Kibi was telling me that his best videos are in India. And do you know what he's usually watching? People gutting fish.
Yeah.
With those long views.
Yeah.
And those things have got millions of views.
That's true.
You know, so for me, I would suggest that next year you should have your podcast on YouTube on video form because you know how to teach people. I can't imagine somebody like you talking for 40 minutes on audio to a mic without seeing anybody. That is crazy.
Let's close this conversation now. Thank you so much for the beautiful year at DWJ. And thank you guys so much for staying with us. We are not always easy to listen to sometimes.
Yeah.
We see the feedback, but you guys have supported us in ways that I cannot even say. This has been the year I have made the most money I have ever made in a year. I have become, just generally my success has been phenomenal. And I'm really, really excited. So happy New Year to you people. Thank you so much for being here with all of us. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, people of the internet. It has been a beautiful, beautiful 2025. I am very excited for 2026. If you want to place an advert with us, please do. If you want to buy us an equipment, please do. If you want to be a guest at this show, you can always come. If you want to be a guest and you want to sell something, be outright about it. Tell us that we are all human beings. And me, I believe in asking. Sindio?
Yeah. Kwaheri.